Hi everyone, I'm Shelly and you're watching There's No Place Like Home. It has been a really long time since I've recorded a video. I'm going to tell you the truth. My anxiety has been through the roof and I have not been able to concentrate on much of anything. But I did want to make a short video about some maps that I came across. You likely have already seen them. I've seen them circulating on Twitter and on Instagram, and I just wanted to get some input on what you think. Also, if you hear any yelling or screaming in the background, my daughter is upstairs playing Valorant, so it is highly likely that we are going to hear that at some point. But anyway, this is not the map that I'm talking about that I've just seen recently. This one I actually saw a long time ago. And this is a Buddhist map that was found in 1907, Japan. And it shows what looks to be the azimuthal equidistant map model. And there are some other land masses on the outskirts of this. And that has raised a lot of questions because most of the time we think of the Earth as just being this part in the middle. But the question is, what if there is other land out there, which could very well be why they do not want us going out through Antarctica, at least unaided by, the military or government, or, they don't just let you explore out there. So anyway, so I saw some maps. Let me show you this one first. And I wish that it were clearer. It's not. You really can't read a whole lot on this. But this would be, I believe, yeah, this one, it would be where we live, right here. And then here are some outer land masses here. And this is in Spanish, so I can't really understand what it says. I know this says the Pleiades, which, if you think about it, the Pleiades is actually a star cluster. And then down here, this is called Tierras Anunnaki, and Anunnaki, you might have already heard. That comes from, I believe, the ancient Sumerian religion, and a lot of people will equate the Anunnaki with the fallen angels or the Nephilim, and I think that it's very possible that they are one and the same. And so here are some other land masses here, Tierras de Marte, and some here. And again, I wish that I would be able to read this better. But my question is if any of you have seen these maps and if you know where they originated from. Because every time that I have seen these maps, there has been no narration with them. Nothing saying specifically where they came from or how they came about. Now, again, it could very well say that right here on this map, and I just don't understand it. But if you have seen this, I would love if you would let me know. But it is a very interesting thing going back to the one from the one from Japan to think about these land masses, because Timothy Alberino in his Birthright book, and I know Steve Quayle, have both spoken about the possibility that these fallen angels could have gone to what they say would be other planets. I know Steve Quayle and actually Timothy Alberino both said that Mars is a possibility for where they could have been for their habitation. And so the question is, if there is no such thing as a planet as we know it, is it possible that these outer land masses could actually be, in fact, where the fallen angels would have been residing and possibly could be residing now? Now, I'm not going to go on record and say that these maps are 100% legit because I don't know. I don't even know where they came from. I just think that it's interesting, and the fact that the maps that are presented to us, we know that they're not even correct. They come out and tell us that the maps that they show us are not actually accurate. So, if they can speculate on those sorts of things, I'm going to just speculate on this because I'm not making, any pronouncements saying that this is the ultimate truth. But it is something really interesting to think about. And this is just a close-up image from the other map of what would be Earth here, and then the outer land masses here. And there is another one here that actually, I don't know if it's the same writing that's on the other one, because again, the other one is so blurry, I can't really tell. But I don't know. I don't know what to think of this. So here we have Set and Anubis. And one thing that you are going to notice is that there's a lot of reference to Egyptian language in here, Egyptian gods. Here we have Thoth, the moving island, Libris. There's Yah and Yah. And Yah is what, what we call God. Sagittarium, Pitatia, Gemenia, Set. So we've got that Set in there again, and that's an Egyptian god, as is Thoth, as is Anubis. The other ones could be as well. I'm not really familiar with Egyptian mythology beyond what I read in the Rick Riordan books with my kids. Here we have the Bawabat Ra, and Ra is also Egyptian god, the summer gate, and that could very well be what the luminaries are coming through. Hapis, I don't know if I'm saying any of this stuff right. Baal. Now, again, the reason that I don't know what to think of this is because I am going off of the Genesis account. It tells us that, God created the greater light and the lesser light. So, and here we actually have, couldn't really specifically be called a light, but here we have what would be the moon and the sun, but then we also have them out here. And so you could wonder, well, is it that they are circling and then they come through here? But I don't know, they have different names. So, this is just something that I came across, and I was really interested in what other people have heard or possibly read about this, if anyone has any additional information on this. Because, yeah, I do think that it's very interesting. A lot of times, when we are told about extraterrestrials coming from other planets, somebody made a very good point. Terrestrial just means land. So it could be that they're not coming from outer space, so to speak, aliens, as we're often told. Could they just be the fallen angels coming from the outer land masses? Could that be where they are residing? I don't know. All speculation, but I saw these maps and I just wanted to get your input. That's all that I have for you today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet and would like to hear more of what I have to say, I would love if you would do that. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave one either here or over on Instagram. I will try to get back to you. I will admit I've been terrible at responding to comments. I have been in such a state of overwhelm. And I admit it. I admit that I am going through that right now, and I apologize for that. But anyway, if you like my work and would like to check out my Patreon page, you can do that if you'd like. I'm going to be honest. My postings have been sporadic lately. I hope that it is not going to be that way. I'm really striving towards becoming more regular again like I was before, and that really is dependent on whether things just kind of die down for me. But anyway, I hope you have a great day.